So, ladies and gentlemen, I did a video that was titled "The IDF Just Ended the Life of 6 Children in Gaza." Now, this had to do with the story that came out and was later confirmed by the IDF that a missile that they sent into Gaza went off track and killed a bunch of kids. And that's absolutely evil and horrific and wrong. And I condemn that unequivocally. And I talked about the fact that, yes, I'm not insane. I understand that Hamas is worse than Israel. I understand that there is no moral equivalency between the two. That Hamas is an evil, despicable terrorist organization. I made that abundantly clear. But also, I have no allegiance to Israel. I'm America first, which means Americans first. American citizens I want to put first. But looking at this, I think that Israel deserves a lot of criticism. I do. I think Netanyahu deserves criticism. I think the IDF deserves criticism because it should not be just an, oh golly, oops, we killed, 6 kids near the watering hole, which, by the way, the watering hole shocked me. Like, this was the picture of the watering hole. That is horrific. Anyway, I made my opinion clear. And the thing is, and this, it shouldn't blow my mind, but it does, that there are people who are like sitting and waiting, almost like a predator at the beach, like with their binoculars looking for a kid. They were waiting for something that I would do that was criticizing Israel, and they pounced on it, and I got a couple emails. And they were about Taku. What? Why? Why me? Like, I'm criticizing Israel. I didn't mention Taku once in my video. I didn't bring it up at all. Is it because he reacted to my video like a month ago? Do you think that now we're inextricably linked? So, the people who watched my video go, oh, this guy's criticizing Israel. Now he's going to be criticizing Taku. Now he's going to be insulting Taku. Now he's going to be doing all these things. And then people started spamming me this Taku hate. And it was finally dying down. I didn't even mention him. Why would you come to me? Why would you not go to Taku and give him content? That's my question to you. I had a criticism for the IDF. Taku is not the Prime Minister of Israel. As far as I know, if that happened, and I mean, maybe it's true. Maybe Taku, the Blue Jew, is actually Netanyahu. He was Netanyahu the whole time. The Scooby Gang figured it out. Guys, congratulations. You've deduced it. Taku, the Blue Jew, is actually Netanyahu. I mean, he's also Ben Shapiro. He's a Mossad asset. We've been over this before. Take your medication, put on your tinfoil hats, and stop obsessing. Yes, I criticize the IDF because they killed kids. They said, well, our missile went off course. If your missiles are that imprecise, do not launch them anywhere near fucking kids. I mean, I'm flabbergasted, and I guess I shouldn't be. But why? This is an open and clear-cut thing. Has nothing to do with Taku. Taku is not the Pope of the Jews. Why is there this obsession with this guy? I mean it. Why is there this obsession? Where does it come from? Do you fat, mentally ill retards literally just sit in front of your computer and scour people that have, collab with Taku or said something friendly to him or joked? I made memes about him. We're not friends. We don't talk. I said, thank you for reacting to my video. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. What are we doing? Why are you sitting here and like stalking my content? Oh, he said something negative about the IDF. Now's the time, guys. We're going to get him on our side. He's finally going to come over and criticize and hate Nux Taku. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm in America. I'm an American first, American first, American first, American. This means that I don't have any allegiance to Israel or the IDF. If they do something that I think is wrong, I'm going to criticize it. Most of the time, I'm criticizing Hamas because Hamas are doing something fucking evil. Or I'm criticizing Hassan for praising Hamas, praising Hezbollah, praising the terrorist organizations. Israel did something wrong. And I talked about it. I was honest about it. But what does that have to do with somebody else? You're going to capitalize off of the death of children to try to get me to engage in your internet beef? Are you kidding? You don't like Nux Taku. Great. That's fine. You don't have to like anyone. You don't have to support anyone. But what the hell are you guys doing? And I'm making this video because I am a compassionate person. And I'm telling you, you need to get some help. You need to discover why you have this compulsion to watch my content and make it all about Nux Taku. Because I mentioned the IDF. You know, I already made the decree in my last video talking about Nux, weeks ago. Nux is now an honorary American. He has washed himself clean. He has been baptized, free of his Canadianism, free of the maple syrup and the just insufferable niceness, the fake niceness. He has been cleansed of that. I named him an honorary American. What more do you want from me? I don't think he's a citizen of Israel. He made that perfectly clear. I don't think he's part of the IDF. I don't think he's a secret Mossad asset. I don't think that he's Jordan Peterson or Ben Shapiro or... you guys need to find something else to do. Imagine what humanity could do if you took the passion that you have for hating Nux Taku and actually put it into something productive. You could probably advance humanity 100 years. But I'm just here to tell you that I will never be that guy. No matter how much you bitch and complain and caterwaul and make a nuisance of yourself, I will never, ever be that guy. I will never be the guy that I'm criticizing the IDF. I'm criticizing Israel for, killing kids. Which, by the way, some people were a little miffed that you're just believing Gazan propaganda. No, in my video I said it's very clear that these people can't be trusted. However, the IDF confirmed these deaths, basically, by saying that the missile went off course and there's a little bit of collateral damage. So, this story has been verified. I said, whether the number is 3 kids or whether it's 6 kids or whether it's 1 kid or whether it's 10 kids, doesn't matter. There are kids that are dead that were hanging around near the watering hole, and I'm against that, no matter who does it. I think that it's absolutely barbaric and absolutely evil when kids die in a situation like this. And I am just mortified looking at the watering hole. This is like where they go to get water. That is absolutely barbaric. That is terrible. And it makes me all the more resolved to see Hamas defeated for what they're doing to these people. And all the more resolved to criticize Israel for, God, this is terrible. You killed some kids. That's not like an oh golly shucks. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, can we finally put this to bed? Can all of you Nux haters decide, you know what? Hey, maybe this guy isn't the right guy, and go and bother somebody else? Now, if you stay around, I'm just going to make fun of you. I'm going to mock you. I'm going to make fun of you. I'm going to belittle you. I'm going to put you down because it's what you deserve. I don't ever want to see you in person. I don't ever want to meet you, but I'm going to do for you what your dad should have done, and I'm going to take off my metaphorical belt And I'm going to, I shouldn't complete that sentence because YouTube would be like, oh, do you actually condone violence? No, I'm talking metaphorically here. I'm going to metaphorically take off my belt and beat your ass. Metaphorically, of course, you know. It's all in innuendo, right? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this should be an open and clear-cut case. Everyone should be able to condemn this. It's not a political issue. It's not. Dead kids, it's always heartbreaking for me. It's always horrific. I will always be on the side of defending kids. Jesus Christ made it perfectly clear that kids are to be protected. And I agree with that, and I believe that with my whole being. And I think that when I see things like this, it just makes me very sad. Now, again, as somebody who is America First, we're not going to be intervening. We're not going to be getting into a war overseas. But I will, at the bare minimum, do a video talking about it in the hopes, in the 0.0001% chance that my video has any sort of effect, that it may prevent dead kids in the future in whatever way possible. I'm more than happy to do the video, calling this out, talking about it, and hopefully there will be peace. It hasn't happened for thousands of years, but here's still hoping. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for supporting the channel. Do I hate Nux Taku? Absolutely not. You people need to take your meds and you need to calm down. Okay? That's what I have to say about that. You guys are a little crazy. You guys are a little nuts over a guy who, from what I've seen, hasn't done anything. I'll tell you my honest opinion about Nux Taku. I've said it before. I think he's too nice. I do. I think that in many ways he's too nice. I think in many ways he sort of pulls himself back a little bit. I do the same thing too. I'm not saying that I'm a nice guy. I present my things in, you know, a certain way. It can be a little abrasive, but no, he seems like a nice guy, and it seems like he has a good sense of humor. So no, there will be no Nux Taku is 1000% cooked because now I hate him because online retards and obsessive degenerate freaks have convinced. No, that's never going to happen. So if that was your great plan, if that's why you're watching my content, then, you know, see you later. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. But yeah, we're not doing that here. You know, Nux is an honorary American. He agrees with me on deporting illegal criminal aliens. I mean, that right there. And here's the crazy thing. Nux hates pedophiles as much as I do. I mean, and that's rare to find these days. Yeah. Hey, what should we do with this pedophile? Well, you know, rehabilitation and maybe calling them a map might help them feel more accepted. You know, I'm not going to speak for Nux, but I have a feeling if we ever talked about this, that our views would be very similar. Hey, you remember the good old days, Nux, when, you know, there was a guy who was diddling a kid and you'd go and you'd talk to the people in your town, and then, you know, the hardware shop owner is like, I got a rope, and someone's like, well, I got a tree, and, you know, the town would come together in this peaceful unity. You'd find a nice rope and a nice tree and you know, a pedophile, and, you know, you deal with it in the old way, you know. I think maybe we can find some common ground on that. All right, you know. So yeah, in the old country, you know, that's what we would do. We'd find a tree, we'd find a rope, we'd find a kid diddler, and you know, we let God sort it out. You know, God's very good at judging. He's very good at judgment. He's very wise. He'll figure it out. He'll know what to do with this person. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for supporting the channel. And I'll see you next time.